Hey guys, it's Colleen back with Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. Let's see. Now I know last time I kept getting lost on the map, but I don't think that'll be a problem this time because I just go here and click there. Oh,
Yes,
did we
Mr.
already talk
Holmes?
to him?
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
There. This
Oh,
is where the niece of the captain must live.
what do I have to talk to you from the window?
Good day, miss. Would you happen to be the niece of the man known as the captain?
Oh, yes, that would be me. What has he done this time? He isn't... Oh, my God. I'm on my way.
Miss, we have come to ask if you could have your uncle come live with you. He sleeps under the windows of a boarding house, causes the caretaker no end of problems.
I know. I've lodged him for a while, and he was the same here. My landlord made me kick him out. I'm ashamed, you know. I never should have, given the state of his health. He coughs day and night.
There might be a way to calm his cough. I am a doctor. I could examine him.
You went to see a doctor at the clinic, but the medicine costs too much. I can hardly pay my rent.
We will see to it. Where might your uncle be found?
I don't know.
We already
He
found
must be in the
him.
vicinity, but I don't know exactly where.
We will find him.
Holmes, this is serious. Find an alcoholic in Whitechapel? A needle in a haystack would be easier.
Come, dear doctor, let's trust to our lucky star. Moreover, we also have our informers, remember?
Are you referring to those brats to whom you are always giving charity?
Exactly, my secret police. Some of them must surely roam in this area. It suffices to find them.
What is that? Hey, what's up?
Hello, young man. How are you?
I recognize him. It's the lad who sells newspapers, who is always calling outside our windows at Baker Street early in the morning.
Hello, Mr. Holmes. It's a treat to see you again. What can I do?
Would you happen to know an old sailor who goes by the name of the captain? A poor man who hits the bottle a bit hard.
Of course, Mr. Holmes. He's there at the end of the street. Round to the left he is. But be careful. He can be a tough customer, that one.
Very good, my young man. The doctor will give you a little something. Watson?
Huh? I say, Holmes?
Is he always such a skinflint with you, Mr. Holmes? Well, thanks to you, Mr. Holmes. Anytime you need me.
He was right here. He said, down the street to the left. Maybe he meant down this street. Is that him?
I have nothing to ask.
Oh.
I can hear someone coughing more
Oh.
than is natural, Holmes.
Yes, Watson, the poor man cannot be too far away.
Oh god, is that him? Oh fuck.
If, in order to listen to us, this man imposes as condition that we find his pet cockroach, there will be another murder in Whitechapel today, Watson. Yours.
Ah. He is in a critical state, Holmes. He has barely a month left.
Is there a way, dear doctor, to ensure that this last month passes in silence?
Really, Holmes, sometimes you... Really? I will make note of some medicine to get immediately that will relieve his pain.
Very well. I will locate an apothecary or a clinic.
Well, what's this place?
This building is a clinic.
Sweet. Hey, dude.
Good day, sir. Dr. Gibbons. You aren't from around these parts.
Indeed, doctor. It is for someone from your neighbourhood that I am here, though. His doctor asked that I acquire some medicine on his behalf. I have the note here.
Dr. Watson? Not from round here neither. This medication is quite dear. Certain documents are necessary to obtain them for free.
Oh.
I don't have it. You'll have to accept my spare change. Will it be enough?
Enough to relieve your patient for a month. Would you like me to make this prescription available after that time?
According to Dr. Watson, that won't be necessary.
The possibility of a recovery?
A definitive one, yes.
There, sir.
Thank you. It's rather quiet here.
An unusual chain of events. The majority of the people hereabouts went out last night to see the great fire at the warehouse. The patients that I was minding and my staff were no exception. The former were dramatically healed, and the latter ended up sick. And with the murder last night, most of the people who weren't working wandered over to the scene of the crime. Their little aches and pains will wait until tonight or tomorrow.
A squalid murder, it would seem.
Just like what this area has become.
My thanks, Doctor.
Not at all.
Okay. Okay. Now the tricky part is finding my way back. Oh, no, it's not. That's the easy part. Is that... Okay, that's where the...
Find the medicine, Holmes. We must make haste. Find the medicine, Holmes. We must
What?
make haste.
I have the medicine, do I not? Oh.
Here is the medication,
okay.
Watson. Is our man movable?
He should be able to stand in a few minutes and will no longer be suffering from his cough before long.
Consider the affair resolved. Accompany him to his niece's while I return to the boarding house, and then join me at the police station. Let's return to the boarding house.
Now that I know where all this stuff is. Oh shit, that's not... There we go.
I have good news for you, Mr. Finley. We have sent a captain to stay with a relative, and he shouldn't bother you for a while.
I also have some good news. I have your police bag.
Thank you. I bid you good day.
Oh, it was nothing. Tell me, one of my wife's friends lost...
Another day, Finley. Another day. Let's go to the police station.
Trouble. Okay, now we're finally getting somewhere.
So, what news do you have, Mr. Holmes?
But I have your police...
What
Oh,
news do you have, Mr. Holmes?
my bad. Do I have to do this?
Are you sure it's the police bag that you lost?
Yes, but someone attempted to force it open. They didn't succeed, but now the lock is stuck. Perhaps you could...
Let's see.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is what I wanted. I want the puzzles. What in the fuck? One, two, three. What the hell? One, two, three, four, five, six, maybe? I don't know. Hmm. Oh, shit. Okay, so the um shit.
All done.
Okay.
A big thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Think nothing of it, my friend. So, the reports.
Why don't you wait till the inspectors get back? You would certainly learn more.
If I wanted to meet the inspectors, I would have done so. So, give me the preliminary reports, and above all, do not mention my visit to anyone. Is that clear?
Sure, if that's what you want. Here are the reports.
That is
Thank
what I
you.
want. I just fucking went on this quest for you. Okay. Death of Polly Nichols, 31 August 1888. Autopsy report by Dr. Henry Llewellyn, surgeon. Her throat had been cut from left to right, two distinct cuts being on the left side, the windpipe, gullet, and spinal cord being cut through. A bruise apparently of a thumb being on the right lower jaw, also one on the left cheek. The abdomen had been cut open from the center of the bottom to the ribs along the right side. Under the pelvis to the left of the stomach, there the wound was jagged. The omentum of coating of the stomach was also cut in several places, and two small stabs on private parts, apparently done with a strong bladed knife. Supposed to have been done by some left handed person, death being almost instantaneous. Okay, well, there's some comfort. She didn't suffer much. East London Advertiser. Okay, another Whitechapel mystery. Horrible murder in Bucks Row, Whitechapel. Scarcely has the horrid sensation caused by the discovery of the murdered woman in the Whitechapel some short time ago had time to abate when another discovery is made, which, for the brutality exercised on the victim, is even more shocking and will no doubt create as a great sensation in the vicinity as its predecessor. The affair up to the present is enveloped in complete mystery, and the police have as yet no evidence to trace the perpetrators of the horrible deed. The facts are that Constable John Neal was walking down Bucks Row, Thomas Street, Whitechapel, about a quarter to 4 on Friday morning. Quarter to 4 at 3:45? Okay. When he discovered a woman between 35 and 40 years of age lying at the side of the street with her throat cut right open from ear to ear, the instrument with which the deed was done traversing the throat from left to right. The wound was about 2 inches wide, and blood was flowing profusely. She was discovered to be lying in a pool of blood. She was immediately conveyed to the Whitechapel mortuary, when it was found that besides the wound in the throat, the lower part of the abdomen was completely ripped open, with the bowels protruding. The wound extends nearly to her breast and must have been affected with a large knife. As the corpse lies in the mortuary, it presents a ghastly sight. The victim seems to be between 35 and 4 years of age, 40 years of age, and measures 5 feet 2 inches in height. The hands are bruised and bear evidence of having sorry, and bear evidence of having engaged in a severe struggle. There's the impression of a ring having been worn on one of the deceased fingers, but there's nothing to show that it had been wrenched from her in a struggle. Some of the front teeth have also trophy. Some of the front teeth have also been knocked out, and the face is very much discolored. Deceased wore a rough brown ulster with large buttons in front. Her clothes are torn and cut up in several places, bearing evidence of the ferocity with which the murder was committed. The only way by which the police can prosecute an inquiry at present is by finding someone who can identify the deceased, and then, if possible, trace those in whose company she was last seen. In Bucks Row, naturally, the greatest excitement prevails, and several persons in the neighborhood state that an affray occurred shortly after midnight, but no screams were heard, nor anything beyond what might have been considered evidence of an ordinary brawl. In any case, the police unfortunately will have great difficulty in bringing to justice the murderer of murderers. Great fire at the London warehouses. A fire broke out shortly before 9 o'clock on Thursday night in one of the huge warehouses of the London warehouses. The warehouses were closed as usual at 4 in the afternoon, and there are then few persons except the night police and firemen left on the premises. At about 8:30, a smell of fire was noticed, and shortly afterwards there was an immense Does the fire have anything to do with the murder? Okay. Shortly afterwards, there was an immense burst of flames from the top of one of the vast buildings right in the center of the warehouses. The volume of the fire was terrific, but at 9 o'clock the authorities of the fire brigade had heard nothing of the occurrence. Shortly afterwards, an alarm was given at the Whitechapel station, and the officials of the brigade instantly ordered every steamer to proceed to the scene, and the circulation of the news amongst the other stations caused steamers to be sent from every district in London. On arrival of the engines, it was found out that a fire of enormous strength was raging in the upper floors of a great building about 150 yards long and half as broad. The flames could not have broken out on a more dangerous part of the warehouses than the site of this fire, the South Quayfit warehouses. They were crammed with colonial produce in the upper floors and brandy and gin in the lower floors. Through the great iron-barred windows, the fire could be seen raging like a furnace, and the enormous tongues of bluish and yellowish flames, which constantly burst up with great roars, pointed to the fact that spirits were aiding the progress of the flames. The scene at 10:30 was an imposing one, and the enormous warehouses crammed with goods of incalculable value, with vast buildings on every side, with great vessels in the weight. I can't talk. In the enormous warehouses crammed with goods of incalculable value, with vast buildings on every side, and with great vessels in the wet warehouses, firemen, policemen, and dock officers were either watching or aiding in endeavoring to extinguish the fire, while an enormous crowd gathered around the great gates and gazed at the progress of the fire from a distance. Now, what does this have to do with the murders? Aren't we just supposed to be researching the murders? Okay. Special edition, The Whitechapel Horror, the third crime of a man who must be a maniac. Women lured to by streets to be butchered. The latest victim identified, opening the inquest. Great local excitement. The victim of the latest Whitechapel Horror, the woman who was found yesterday morning in Bucks Row completely disemboweled and with her head nearly gashed from her body, was for a time completely unknown. As the news of the murder spread, however, first one woman and then another came forward to view the body, and at length it was found that a woman answering the description of the murdered woman had lodged in the common lodging house, 18, Thrall Streets. But didn't we already read this? We already read this. Okay. Thank you, sir. What does the fire have to do with it?
Have you obtained the preliminary reports?
Yes, we'll read them on the go. Let's to the scene of the crime at Bucks Row, Watson.
Bucks Row, here we go. Where? Is it not like roped off or?
But what are all these people doing here, Holmes?
Apparently they came to see the scene of the crime.
What about us? Aren't we going to see it?
We will return this evening, Watson. The circumstances should be ideal for carrying out our little experiments.
Little experiment.
Well, Watson, we are at the scene of the Polly Nichols murder. Imagine the victim lying at the spot where she was found and try to discern all of the clues we can. Watson, you are a writer. I am therefore entrusting you with our deduction board. It will help us to establish certain facts.
Understood, Holmes.
Okay.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise.
Oh shit, what's that? Prostitutes only come. Oh, wait, no, what was that? What the fuck am I doing?
The body was lying on its back, legs straight and slightly apart. The skirt had been lifted up to the middle of the body. The left hand was touching the barn door. The body was still warm. Let's reread the preliminary report for the details on the wounds inflicted upon this poor woman.
I already
Let's
did.
look at this poor woman more closely.
Whoa. Ugh.
There is a bruise at the level of the right maxilla. There is a bruise on the left cheek. The throat was slit from left to right. There are 2 incisions.
Okay.
There is a black bonnet near the left hand. The body was still warm. Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
Is there something more I have to see here?
The throat was slit from...
We already got all of this from the reports anyway.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise.
What? Hold on. I'm assuming since this was the only paper that was here earlier. I don't know. I don't fucking know what this is. I've never played this game before. I don't know what it is. Oh. What the fuck is going on? Oh shit. The throat was slit from left to right. Why does it matter which one I put it in? Oh. Okay. Okay, so HUD. A black bonnet near the left hand. The prostitutes only go down the street. Okay. The victim had her throat slit. The corpse was still warm. The murderer cut open Polly Nichols' throat. The throat was slit from left to right. The victim was a bruise on the right jaw. Okay. Well, yeah, the bruise was caused by hard pressure with the fingers. What?
What do you think, Holmes?
Not you.
There is only
This.
one streetlight lit on this street, Watson, and this spot is particularly poorly lit.
Oh. Oh! Black bonnet near the left. Okay. So I need to look around more. Okay.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise.
Exercise. Um.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here. This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only
I
come
like
here
how he's
to
just being a fucking
exercise.
creep right now, just getting right up in their business. Wow. Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
I have no reason to go that way. I have no reason to go that way. I have no reason to go that way.
Fine. I don't know.
No marks on the ground. The ground is muddy.
Okay, corpse still warm. Oh, well, sorry. Wait. Okay. Threw water on the ground. Oh, sorry. Huh.
Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
So, what?
A small pool of blood, 6 inches in diameter.
Okay, I'm starting to understand it a little bit
Let's
more.
look at this poor woman more closely.
Okay, I'm just gonna like,
A
okay.
small pool of blood. The throat was slit from... There is a bruise at the level of the right maxilla.
The
The tongue is swollen.
Okay. Okay. Now maybe I have it. Little pool of blood. I don't think I have enough information. Oh. If I do a wrong one, it won't be green. Okay, got it. Okay. Okay, I am starting to understand a little bit more.
No signs of blood. Well, Watson, we have found all of the possible
Okay.
clues, I think. We will now attempt to recreate the scene of the murder. Come closer, Watson. I have to make you up.
You are joking, Holmes? I feel ridiculous, Holmes.
You should.
Now, Watson, come and stand here in front of me. You shall play the role of the poor woman, and I shall play that of the murderer. Let's try to reconstruct the facts to
This
ensure
reminds
the
me of
final
Monk and
result
Sharona.
corresponds indisputably to the way that Polly Nichols was killed.
What?
Sorry, Watson. No,
Oh,
the victim wasn't already lying down on the ground before dying.
okay. Whoops. Okay, stop doing that, please. Oh, there we go.
This position is unlikely.
What do you mean it's unlikely?
No, had the victim had her throat slit while standing, there would naturally...
Okay.
This position is unlikely.
Okay.
Sorry, Watson. No, the victim wasn't already lying down on the ground before dying.
But you said this position was unlikely.
No, had the victim had her throat slit while standing, there would naturally be blood on the... This position is unlikely. The murderer had enough room to inflict the wounds to the neck, and these wounds suggest the left hand was used.
Okay. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, God. Why would a game let you, like, control how close you see it and at what speed? This is, for just a reenactment, this is disturbing. I think I did it, did I not? Did I not do it? Thought that I did. Dude, he just won't fucking stop killing him. Did I not do it? Was it not correct? Oh, fuck. You're gonna make me do it
The
again?
murderer had enough room to inflict the wounds to the neck, and these wounds suggest the left hand was used.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I was wondering, I was like, what the fuck am I missing? I don't know. Oh. It's this one. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Well, I just don't know. Something is wrong here. What? I don't know. I don't know. And why is this the only one blue? Hmm. Okay, so I think there's just like, it's, I don't know how comfortable I feel reenacting this.
Yes, it's quite possible the events occurred like this. My dear Watson, now that we have
Ah,
found all of our clues, nothing remains but to subject them to our most likely hypotheses in order to deduce the facts.
right? What? Uh, oh shit.
The victim was most
Thank
probably
you.
dead before being laid down. Once the heart stopped, gravity drained the body slowly, not in a heavy spurt that would have stained half the street.
Thank you, Holmes. I understand why you told me not to change clothes. Do you realize that our behavior didn't alarm anyone?
The victim's ordeal was even more discreet. By acting in silence, we have confirmed something. The crime definitely took place here. The victim and her murderer were able to come here without making any noise, and afterwards the murder took place without the slightest cry being uttered. Come, Watson, let's go home. We have spent far too long in this sinister alley.
Yeah, so creepy.
And so, my dear Watson, the day and night which we passed in Whitechapel were enlightening, weren't they?
An adventure that I most certainly will never relate. To be
Um,
in the skin of that poor woman.
yeah.
I prefer not to speak of it further. But have we really learned anything about the murderer? Obviously a man, given the necessary strength.
We have little to go on, at least no more than the police. But in my opinion, Inspector Aberline has a trick or two up his sleeve. No, I want to talk about the facts and what we can draw from them. We know where the crime was committed and under what conditions. I would like to ask you about the possible motives for the crime. According to you, Watson, what could
Huh.
have pushed the murderer to act in such a way?
Oh shit. Okay.
A personal drama.
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker.
Oh yeah. Uh, it
A
only says something
personal
there.
drama.
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker.
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe that the victim considered her murderer to be a typical client.
Um,
Homicidal insanity, Holmes.
It is indubitable that the man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
I like how they seem to be talking proper. Maybe it's just the accent and, back in the day jargon. But it sounds like proper talking or whatever, but about very dark, gross things. It's like Shakespeare when like you think Shakespeare is talking all proper and shit, but it's just full of your mama jokes and it's weird to hear the combination of like it's weird here. Uh,
Theft, perhaps.
I have a hard time believing that someone would attack poor Polly so fiercely just to rob her of a few coins.
yeah.
Black magic?
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to this motive.
Oh. No? If I just say yes to everything.
A personal drama?
Love can serve.
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe that the victim considered her murderer to be a typical client.
Yeah. Hmm. Oops.
Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
Ah.
Elementary.
Oh, there we
Watson.
go.
I think that we have exhausted the topic. Take a rest and we'll speak again later.
Ah, it would seem that the investigation is advancing, Holmes. Yesterday's Star said that a suspect is in the hands of the police, a man with a rather sinister reputation.
I was about to join you in your optimistic outlook until you informed me that the good news came from the press, Watson.
But surely they wouldn't invent the fact that the police are holding a suspect, or the acts that are attributed to him.
You will have an exact answer to these two questions in less than 50 seconds, Watson.
Pardon?
Enter, Inspector.
Oh. Ha. Huh.
Good day.
Dear Watson, allow me to introduce Inspector Aberline, Inspector Dr. Watson.
Inspector?
To what do we owe the honour of your presence, Inspector?
I heard that the two of you made your way to Whitechapel a few days ago. Your arrival, you are aware, coincides with a very serious affair which our police service is going to great lengths to solve and which is creating strong tensions in the area.
Pardon me, but haven't you arrested someone? A certain Leather Apron?
Absolutely not. The man who hides behind this name is indeed being actively searched for by the force. Besides, nothing at the moment suggests that he is the Bucks Row murderer.
There, you've been enlightened, Watson. Now it is our turn to answer Inspector Aberline's questions.
Indeed. I will be brief and precise. Do you intend to investigate this case, or have you already started?
It is to be of service to a friend that I went to Whitechapel. We did, out of curiosity, familiarise ourselves with the preliminary reports, and we made our way to the scene of the crime. Our conclusions are slim, as are the clues. Having not been officially appointed by a client, I believe that my intervention in this business will end there.
Very well. To be frank, you take the weight off my shoulders by distancing yourself from the case. Our image isn't very good, to say nothing of what the press puts us through. Thus, if overnight they found out that you were on the case, people would turn against us.
And they would pester me, overwhelm me, and finally make me out to be responsible for the inevitable failure such a scenario entails. Neither you nor I wish for this to happen. I know that your time is precious, Inspector. I will send you a note regarding my conclusions shortly.
With pleasure. Gentlemen?
Do you think that he will find the murderer?
The chances are slim to non-existent.
Yeah.
It is 7 days now, short of a confession from the murderer
7
himself.
days?
And you will not go further?
You heard
Oh,
Inspector Watson.
shit.
My presence in Whitechapel would hinder, which doesn't mean that we will drop the case.
How is that?
The inspector spoke of me, but not of us. It is you, Watson, who will lead the investigation tonight. It is you who will bring to the police station
I get to
the
play as
little note
Watson
that
now?
I will write regarding our conclusions. Despite the late hour, there is nothing to stop you from making inquiries about this famous leather apron while you are there.
As much as I would prefer being Watson, I actually think that this is a good stopping point. So, it's taking a little bit of getting used to this kind of detective work. I do like it. There are a lot of cutscenes, but that's okay. And I really liked opening up the briefcase with the numbers and stuff. That's fun. It was very disturbing reenacting the murder. That was so fucking disturbing. But you know what? I'm really excited about this game. So come along with me next time. Bye.